Hello there, and welcome to Low Force Halo. Today I'm gonna speak to you for a few minutes about three of my favorite art forms, and not only my favorite art forms, but of millions of other people, and perhaps you are one of them. The choice of these art forms is not by coincidence. I think it influenced me and those million of other people in doing what I do when I make my music. Okay, the first art form is, and that won't surprise you, here we got him, Salvador Dali, is of course Surrealism. Here is Salvador and one of his art pieces, a couch called, here it states, the Mae West sofa. Okay. Well, it's Surrealism, it's about fantasy, not about rationality. It shows often dream images, makes eerie and spooky stuff, shows a lot of the unconscious of people. It's rather non-conformistic, and the favorite term, French term, is called l'amour fou. L'amour fou. It's, well, you could translate it as wild love, wild mad, irrational love without borders. So, obvious that inspired a whole lot of artists, musicians. One of the present day artists who has very much in common with the older surrealistic artists is George Condo, and here are some works of him. And if you're not into surrealistic art but you're into rap music, well, take a look at the left picture and you see it's an album cover. An album cover of, well, at this time, the latest cover, the latest album of Kanye West. And it's called My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So, well, how surrealistic can you get? And on the right you see, also made by George Condo, some very cool and funny skateboard discs. And he did that like another present day artist called Damien Hirst. Okay, my second art form is called Dadaism. We got a nasty picture. Well, it's about the First World War, of course. You see the soldiers perhaps waiting for their death to come. Dadaism rose from the ashes of World War I. And when it finally came to an end in 1918, well, what can you do as an artist when you've seen the ultimate horror? Well, one thing's for sure, you have no trust in rationality of the human species. So, what did they make? For example, well, art like this. They were the inventors of freaky happenings with their own invented poetry, music and theatre. And art like this. They were anti-authorities, anti-conventions. They ridiculed it. And they did something completely opposite. They went dada, like the French word for rocking horse, and of course the language of babies. And here you can see a beautiful technique which they often used, the technique of collage, in paintings and in written art. Okay, that's short about Dadaism. And the third art form I'm very interested in and influenced in by making music, conscious or unconscious, is of course primitive art. Here we get a beautiful African female mask from Africa, of course. Primitive art. Well, of course, the name primitive is a Western name. It's all about non-Western cultures. So it's a word we use, just like the word art, to point out that these are outings from people in our cultures. The people who make this don't speak of art, they never do. They often even don't know the meaning of the word art. Sometimes they don't even have a word for art. The whole concept of art doesn't exist. Another famous example of that is this beautiful sand sculpture by the Navajo Indians, Northern America. And it's like the mask, it has often a ritual function, or just wear pure utensils like the mask. So it's not about the beauty in itself of the object, but about the relation of the artist. And this was drawn by a shaman. So it's about the relation of the artist and of the object with other things. And this painting is if I'm well informed, for a 9 days medicine ceremony. So it's often used for rituals. And here is the object, a bridge between the inner world and the outer world, as a sort of transitional object. We also in the Western world, in the present day, have these transitional objects. For example, if you have a pill, you keep it in your pocket, just for in case your stomach hurts. Well, you can say that functions as a transitional object. And also modern art itself could be seen as such. Okay, that about the three art forms. Look at the details, how everything is connected here. Beautifully done. Made in sand. Must have took hours and hours of work. Great. Great stuff. Okay. And well, there's one band I would like to mention who has, in a very poppy, electronic way, all these art forms blended together in what they do. And of course, That band is... it's Yellow. This is their first album, Solid Pleasure. A very good one. Look how all these art forms come together in this piece of pop art. Made by Yellow, their first album, as I said. Well, Yellow, the music. It's all about electronic music. It's got ethnic rhythms, it's got experiments, it's got mystery, it's got sublime production. It's got humor, all these elements from surrealism, dadaism and primitive art come together in their music. And this is their latest album, coming out in September. Look how dada they look, because it's called Toy, and it's a beautiful example how they fit in, using kitchen utensils as helmets and antennas, also made from kitchen utensils, where they can find and enter intergalactic signals to transform into their beautiful music. Okay, that's about it. Thanks for watching again, and see you next time. Bye bye.